You felt me, touch me, I can't even pretend that I don't get.
Makes a call. The turn is the deuce of diamonds. This isn't what we wanted. Small blind checks. I check back. The river is the jack of diamonds, giving us top pair. This time the small blind bets 20. I call. He turns over.
Mohegan Sun right behind me. We are 14 minutes away from Foxwoods, so not playing Mohegan today. Going to play some 2-5 at the Woods. Let's go. Almost there. Final stretch. 14 minutes till we get there. Come on.
Jack B probably up money. Probably have actually. Huh? You probably have actually. What? 2000. No, 2007. You know what she's doing in that game? No, she plays 20 studs. Oh, sad. That's a terrible. Queen on the river.
Alright, we're on the button in his hand, so we have position. He made a raise pre-flop, we 3-bet. He calls. Flop came 9 high. He checks it over to us, we make a C-bet. He calls. Turn, he checks it over to us again. We get another street of value in for $150. Only thing on board is flush draw, and I think it's 10 high or jack high. So the only thing that's beating us right now is a set, and the way that he was acting didn't look like a set. But you see how it ends up. Aces versus queens, and it holds up.
Feel really good. Playing really good. I was put into a few tough spots, but I was able to put the pieces together and make some difficult calls, and it worked out for me. So, wanted for 500, sitting at a 1.5K stack right now, and doing really well. Keep the run good going. Game's really good. I don't want to leave yet, so just gonna grab an energy drink. I've been sitting since I think 11:30, and it's currently, wow, it's 5 o'clock already. The room is slammed for some reason. I have no idea why. I just threw my buddy on the list, and he's number 61 on the 1-2-0 limit list, and he's on his way, so you're welcome, Brandon.
Okay guys, we are all in for our last about $1,000 or so. So let me catch you up on what's happened up until this point. Let me apologize first off that this was a 16.5-hour session, so I didn't record every single hand that I played, and I also didn't take notes on everything, which I probably should have, because I was like, all right, I'll remember what happened here, because it was such a lot of big things that happened, and I thought I would remember them, but I can't remember every single detail about position and like bet sizing, etc. But how I got to this point: 2.3K at the high was our stack. I lost about $500 where I overplayed pocket jacks, first pocket queens on a queen high flop, and lost 500. Next hand, I had pocket fives in the big blind. It was really multi-way onto us, like 7 ways to the flop. I don't see any reason to raise the flop, and we flop bottom set. Bottom set, but there's a flush draw on board, so we still check, and then somebody bets in middle position, make a raise, and then get called by 2 people. So we're multi-way to a turn. The turn, I lead for 65% of the pot. I thought it was big enough, but I guess implied odds for the other player to hit his flush. He called me. River, flush card came, and I'm pretty sure he has a flush there. I check it over to him. He makes a really, really small value bet of like $150, and I call it. Probably could have folded and saved $150 because I knew he had the flush, and that was a big hand that we lost. And we're down to our last about $1,000 in this hand.
No. That might be good. Oh, I thought you had a straight draw. Like, for a second. You get space in the middle, actually. Obviously, didn't. Yeah.
darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
We didn't let getting stacked get us down, because shortly after that, brought back in 500 and doubled up with queens. On to the next interesting hand. We looked down at 4 or 5 of diamonds in the small blind. Our stack is $945, and the action begins with the under the gun player +1 raising to $20. His stack's $600. Goes on to middle position. He's the big stack. He stacked us earlier. He 3-bets to $55. Late position calls $55. And with our hand, we can make an argument for either folding, calling this, or even putting in a 4-bet out of position with a marginal hand. So I actually like calling here. We want to see a flop multi-way, trying to outflop our opponents. We're pretty deep stacked, so if we hit, we have the opportunity to win a big pot. And surprisingly, the original raiser folds, and we go 3-ways to a flop. And the flop comes, and it's on the better side of flops for our holding. We flop the bottom end of the straight, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The only thing beating us right now is 9, 10, and it's quite unlikely that at this table and the people that I've been playing with, that someone's going to cold call with 9, 10, $55 pre-flop. So I check it, and I set the trap. The original raiser, the 3-better, he bets out 125, which is quite a large bet. I don't blame him with this draw heavy board. Late position folds and on to us. So my original plan was to go for the check raise, but with late position folding and going heads up to a turn, I'm okay with letting another card peel off. If a third spade comes, then I might be a little bit scared, but I put him on a high pocket pair, like aces, kings, or something along those lines. So we make the call, and we see a turn. The turn is the king of clubs, and now there's 2 flush draws on board, and I'm not sure if I misplayed this hand, but anyways, I open shove for 740, which is a huge overbet to this pot, and I can make an argument as to why this was a good thing and as to why it was a bad thing as well. So on the good end, a shove here is very polarized. So either I have a really good hand, like a set, 2-pair, or a straight, or I have nothing. I could be on a flush draw. If he has an overpair, like I think, I'm setting myself up to win a big pot if he thinks that I'm bluffing. And on the other hand, if he does have a flush draw somehow, I'm not giving him a good price to call. If we check the turn, he might check back behind us and use pot control, keep the pot small, and see a river. We lose the street of value, and if the scare card comes on the river, the 3rd spade or the 3rd club, he could get away from this, and we lose 2 streets of value.
Alright, call. Got 8 high straight.
What's that?
8 high straight.
Great hand, my friend. Nice hand.
Thank you.
40. It's a good flop. Except for spades.
I was like, he's gonna spade me on the river.
Open seating, 2040 Hold'em. Open seating, 2040 Hold'em. Table 68.
My money back finally. When?
A lot of action on the flop.
You would have
He might have won raise.
I know exactly. Counting it all out, right?
Thank you.
I think he's leaving now. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna have to pile this all up again.
You don't get to keep that.
No.
Really?
Yeah, why are you like that?
What is up, YouTube fam? 5 in the morning. Just finished up a 16.5-hour session. Was not expecting to play for that long at all, but the table dynamic kept changing over and over and over, and it never really got bad. It was actually pretty good almost the entire night. Dulled down probably a little bit after 1 o'clock or so. Then at 3 a.m. the table got better again. And let me tell you guys, it was such a roller coaster session. Big swings and emotion, but you know, as a poker player, you gotta keep your head straight, just keep playing your solid game. I bought it for $500 originally. Was never stuck. I built my stack from 500 all the way up to 2.3K. So I'm in the game for 500 up to 2.3K. Actually, I'm in for 475 because I got put into a 1-2 game waiting for a seat in the 2-5, and I lost 25 bucks in the 1-2, whatever. So I'm in for 475, and I build that up to 2.3K, and I lose 3 big hands. Not back to back to back, but 3 big hands that over time I got stacked for my last 1K. One was, I'll go over the hands later, but lost jacks to queens for about 500. Lost another few hundred in, I flopped a set of 5s, bet the whole way, and ace king of diamonds called me the whole way, caught a diamond on the river, and he made a small value bet, which maybe I could have got away from, but it was another 150, and it was just too cheap of a price not to call. So lost that, and then I lost my last 1,000 ace king versus aces on a king high flop. So man, what are you gonna do, right? But I didn't let that get me down. I bought in for another 500, and yo, the rest is history. $5:45 in the morning. Gotta drive home. Hopefully there's no traffic and I can get home in like an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes. Not the freaking 3 hours that it took me to get here. Where'd I park? Alright. Let's go. Whoever told you this is easy was lying. It is 7 in the morning, been driving a little over an hour, and I still have a little over half an hour left until I'm home. I am extremely exhausted. Just trying to stay awake. Got another half an hour singing, and 30 minutes till I get home. And not fall asleep. That's gonna be bad.